My name is Ebrima Sarr. I am a lecturer at the University of the Gambia, Department of Computer Science. One of the courses that I am taking is the Introduction to Information Technology, which is a general educational requirement course. That means we have students coming from different schools, and they must do this course before they graduate from the University of the Gambia. We have students from the School of Arts and Science, students from the School of Law, students from the School of Business and Public Admin, students from the School of Medicine and Allied Health Sciences, and so on and so on. What that means is we have students from different schools that have no knowledge or background in computing. And one of the conditions is that they have to fulfill this course, which is a general educational requirement, GRE, before they can graduate. And due to the COVID-19, the number of classes and students in my class are too much. Some of the classes are 105 students, some of the classes 98, some of the classes 87 students. And due to the university rules and regulations about COVID-19 and the social distancing, it is always good that we have a distance and arrange a seating. After that, some of the students also urge me that if I can make extra tutorial classes that I can conduct, and then they can practice on their own because this is a practical course that they need to do a practical exam. Because I have this bond with my students, I love my students and my students love me. So we have this good bond that we communicate. I feel so glad and so happy that I can do a tutorial and then share with them so they can download the tutorial and practice on their own, which make it easy when they come to class and you know they catch up easily. So without much I will say, I will just go ahead and start the tutorial, and that's it. I'll be taking you from the basic concept of Excel to the more advanced features of Microsoft Excel. First thing first, one of the things that I wanted to tell you is how to create a link. This is a link. I explained that in class. Once you click on this link, it will take me to the next page, which is basic concept. Instead of me coming to the scroll bar down here to click on the basic concept worksheet, I can just click on the link and it will take me to the worksheet. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you how to create a link. We will click and go to hyperlink, click on it. Once you click on hyperlink, this is what it will show you. Because we want to create the link inside the document, so we will click on this one, place in this document. Where do we want to place the link? Let's say I want to place the link to VLOOKUP. So from the start, once I click on this link, I want it to take me straight to VLOOKUP. So what I can do here is to write what I want the link name to be. For example, let's say I want the link name to be next in the XD, and then where I want it, I want to place it at VLOOKUP. So once I click next, it takes me to VLOOKUP. So this is a link I created. It's the same one here. Once I click on this let's go, it will take me to basic concept. But once I click on the next, it will take me to the VLOOKUP page. Let's see what will happen if I click on the next. Once I click on next, what happened? VLOOKUP happened. This is how you create a link. So we go back to the start. If I click on this one, let's go, it will take me to the basic concept because I created to take me to the basic concept as a link. That's how you create a link. So please try to understand how to create a link. Thank you. Now, this is some of the basic calculations that you always come across all the time. And for those of my students that attend my classes all the time, you understand what this red uh, indication means. It means a comment. It means I always add a comment for you. So once you're practicing on your own and you stuck somewhere, you can just come in this red icon Once you put your mouse over the red icon, it will display some text for you and explain to you how you can find that cell or how you can answer that. So in case you kind of forget how to do that, once you go to the comment box that I provided for you, you will be able to know how to do that. So this is the office expenses that we want to calculate from January, February, and March, the total expenses that this office expense within these 3 months. We're going to use the basic concept, cells, reference, worksheet, format and the cell, data type, basic functions and formulas, condition formatting, and the autofill feature. So there are two concepts that I explained in class that you can use to find the total. For example, here, one of the functions that we use to find the total is equal sign, SUM, that's sum, SU, sorry, my keyboard is SUM, sum, open parenthesis. What do we want to calculate? We want to calculate the January expenses to March expenses for training, which is C6 to E6. So C6, you can see, it will automatically highlight the cell as a reference that you're trying to calculate. We want to calculate C6 plus February plus March. This is the range that you want to calculate. So the range is from C6 to E6. Is to E6. We see that it's highlight everything that we want to calculate. Now what we want to do, we want to close the parenthesis and hit enter key. We have 700. And if you calculate it manually, you have 300 plus 300 plus 100, that is 700. This is one method to calculate the total in Excel. Another way of calculating the total in Excel is using the AutoSum function. In case you don't have the latest Microsoft Excel, which is 16, 19, and 20, you can use the normal way of calculating, which is equal to sum, and then you open the parentheses and choose your range and lock it in. But the easiest way to do this is by using the AutoSum functions, which automatically highlights the range that you want to calculate and then automatically sum it for you. Because Excel is smart. Once you click on the AutoSum functions, you see this dancing ring showing you that Excel is trying to understand that this is what you want to add by collecting the range for you. If this is true, this is what you want to add, all you have to do is to hit the enter key to lock it and get the answer. Once you hit the enter key to lock it, you get the answer. This is 1100. And if you calculate 300 plus 500, that's 800 plus 300, that's 1100. So do we want to continue doing the same thing using the AutoSum functions or the manual way of calculating it? No. What we want to do is we want to use a feature called the autofill feature. We want Excel to take the same formula that we just used to get the total and replicate it to the rest of the table and get us the totals. So how to do that? Take your cursor down to the edge of the box. It will change a little positive sign. Click and drag down. You see, it's automatically filled this total for us. And in order to know that it is correct, just come here. 56 plus 32, that's 88. And if you add all of this thing, it's automatically going to give you the same value that Excel gives you. Easy, right? This is the easiest way to calculate the total in Excel. Here we want to calculate the total. Before taking equal sign sum, I'll just use the autofill function. And Excel know that this is the range, the January expenses that we want to calculate. Hit the enter key, change the cursor to the corner to change the little positive sign, click and drag, and get the total value for everything. Okay, another thing we want to do is we want to calculate the minimum value in January expenses. Throughout January, what is the minimum value that we spend? Okay, how you do that? Go to the box of the minimum value, equal sign, mini. Once you start typing mini, it will give you this. Double click on it and it will open the parentheses for you automatically. What you want to do, you want to calculate what's the range? C6. C6 to where? C14. That's the last value we want to calculate. Is to C14. Because I have to go ahead and pause the video and show you because I cannot write C14. The reason why is I am using a recording software that I set my 1, 2, 3, 4 as my numbers or commands to record this video. So once I press 1, it will start the recording. And once I press 4, it will pause the recording. So in order to do this, I will pause this and copy 14 somewhere, paste it in the cell, and then continue the recording. Let's go ahead and unpause the video and go back. This is CC to C14, and we lock it and hit the enter key. The minimum value is 13. If we go here and try to see one by one, this is 20, this is 32, 13. We know the minimum value, it's what? 13. Okay, because we are calculating the minimum. Instead of the minimum, we should have calculated the maximum. Okay, that's a mistake. So we go back and calculate the maximum instead of the minimum, right? Let's go ahead and calculate our maximum value instead of our minimum value. Equals to max, open parenthesis. Where do we want to calculate? This is our range from C6 is to where C14. And then close the parenthesis, hit enter key. Our maximum value is 500. If you come here, it's 100, 300, 520, 32, 122, 13. You see that our maximum value is 500. Do we want to do this for the same February, March, and the total? No. We just want to do the autofill function. Click and drag, and it will give us the autofill. And here we know the maximum value here is 1,100. We want to do the same with minimum. I already make a mistake when I was trying to find the maximum by finding the minimum. So it's the same method that you're going to follow to find the minimum. Equal sign, min, mini, and double click on it to open the parenthesis. Choose your range. C1 is to what? C14. And then hit your enter key. The minimum value is what? 13. If you click and drag, it gives you the minimum value in all the cells. We can see from here the total, it's the minimum total is 88, and we get 88 here. Average and count is the same. You do the same, equal sign average, equal sign count, and then you count it and then do the autofill. For those students in my class who want to do this practical, because most of for more 110% sure that it's going to come into your practical test or exams. So this is a box that I created for you to practice the basic functions on your own. You can try to fill in the total, the average, minimum, maximum, average, and I add a little comment here that you can click on this comment and it will explain to you the method or the formula that you will use to answer it. Okay, now we are going to one of the most advanced features in Excel. Okay, from basic to the most advanced features, which is the if function. Okay, we want to calculate the if function. From here, we just looking for the total. And as I said in the first video, in the first part of the video, that you can just go and click on the auto sum and then get the total and autofill. Or you click on the formula bar, equal sign, sum, and then open parentheses, select the range and get the total, right? But today I want to show you another method that we can use to calculate this, which is called the name range. Instead of just using the autofill, because this is a company, eBaba company, sales June 2021, and these are the staff or the sale patterns in our company. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to create an Excel workbook as a system that will be doing this for us every month. Instead of just calculating it 1 month, next month we want to do the same thing. No, we want to create a template, a system for our company that these are our staffs and our sale persons. We want to lock them in and define their name within the system. So anytime we want to call a certain value, instead of trying to calculate the cell or calling the week, we just want to remember the sale person or the staff that handles that week or that handles the range, and then we call on that staff name. Okay, what we want to do is we use something called the formulas. Once we click on the formula, what we want to do, this is these are random students in my class. I have 3 different classes and I pick 2 from each of the classes, which is Fatumata Munu, Abdul Wahab Fati, Rohi Bojang, Mohammed Ture, Jenaba Sise, Mohammed A. Jalo. This is random, and you can see more of the practical that we will do, we will have more data names, and then I will be picking randomly from the students and adding it here. Okay, the method that I want to use to create to calculate the total, it's called the name range. Okay, what we want to do is we want to calculate the total for Fatoumata Munu from week 1, 2, 3, 4. But we don't want to use the autofill functions or the equal signs formula. What we want to do is something called the name range. How do you do that? We select from Fatoumata Munu range week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Okay, once we select that, we want to define a name. Once we click define name in the formulas, it will show us, and Excel will already suggest to us that this is Fatoumata Munu, and that's what we want. We want to maintain Fatoumata Munu as the staff or the salesperson that is responsible for that range. Okay, where do we want to save it? We want to save it in the workbook. For example, if I told this is a worksheet, we can choose a worksheet or different worksheet. But this is the scope that we want to save it, which is workbook. Okay, here you can add a comment, but in our case we don't need to add any comment, but it's very important when you are dealing with too much of data, or especially when you have to create too much of name range. So what we want to do is we want to come to refer to cell, which is the last one. Here you can see once I click on the if range cell, you can see we have a dancing ring that is suggesting that this is what Fatoumata Munu range is. Do you want to calculate the name range for this person? And if we want to make any last minute changes, we can do it here by changing the cell reference. If this is okay with us and this is okay with us, we just go ahead and click OK. Once we click OK, it seems like we have not done anything. But no, guys, we did something really cool. Okay, what we did is we select everything and we name it for a particular person called Fatoumata Munu. Now, if we want to get the total cell for all of this data, instead of calculating the range, which is B5 to E5, no. We just want to bring the formula, which is equal sign, sum, sorry, my S is having problem, equal sign, sum, we open parentheses. And now what we do, if you're using a window computer, you can just type the F3 key. Once you type the F3 key, it will suggest the name that you already calculate as a range for you to paste it. You can use another method, which is used in the formula, which I will use in the next method that we are doing. But for now, what we want to do is we want to press the F3 key. Once I click on the F3 key, it suggests a name for us, which is what? Fatoumata Munu. And that's the name of the salesperson. What we want to do is we want to click OK. Once we click OK, we can see that it highlights everything within the range of Fatoumata Munu. Now we lock it by closing the parentheses and hit the enter key. We see that this calculate the total for Fatoumata Munu, which is 36,245. But and if we click on the cell, we can see that this is our formula. Instead of calculating the range, it calculates the salesperson name, which is Fatoumata Munu. Guys, this is awesome, right? But in a normal way that I show you how to do a calculation, what you do after this, you autofill, you click and drag. But in this case, if you click and drag, you're going to have a mistake. What happened is Excel is going to calculate the same thing with Fatoumata Munu as the defined name. And that's not what we want. Okay, so what we want, it's something called select from create from selection. Okay, after adding the first name, we suggest to Excel that all of this we want to do the same way. We want to add all of them in the system. So once we want to calculate a particular cell, we just call the name of the person. Okay, how do we do that? We select everything starting from the names, the rest of the box. Now we select everything. We go to the formula bar and click create from selection. Create from selection automatically generate names from selection, names from the selected cells. Once we click on this, you see it's asking us create names from value in the top. Is our names in the top? No. Left column? Yes, we agree that our names are on the left column. So what we're going to do is we leave it like this in the left column, and then we click on what? Okay. Once you click on OK, it seems like you have not done anything. But guys, we did something really awesome. How do you know that? We just type, we want to sum for Abdul Wahab Fati. Type equal sign, sum, open parenthesis. Now, instead of typing the F3 key, for some of you who might not have the F3 key functions working for your computers, I will show you another method that you will do, and it will also do the same thing for you. Using the formula. Once you click on this using the formula, it will do the same thing that the F3 key is doing by dropping the names and asking you to select the name of the range that you want to calculate. What we want to do is we want to click using the formula, and this is Abdul Wahab Fati. We click on Abdul Wahab Fati and see that it's highlight the range for Abdul Wahab Fati. What we want to do next is we want to lock it by closing the parentheses and hit the enter key. We get the total value for Abdul Wahab Fati. Go ahead and pause the video and then answer the rest and come back here. Okay, welcome back. We calculate the total for all our cell patterns by using the name range and the defined name. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to calculate the total sale for our company in June 2021. How we do that? We select the range. Okay, this is the range. Once we select the range, because there is no name associated with this total, we cannot use select in the created from selection. What we want to do is we use define name. Once we click on define name, we name it June total. Okay, this is June total, and we leave the workbook and comment. And once we click on this, we know that we are selecting everything from the total. We go ahead and click on OK. Okay, the next thing we want to do is to find the average sale. Once we want to get the average sale, we select the whole total from week 1 to week 4. Okay, and we come again. There is no name associated with this ones because we just want to find the average sale from week 1 to week 4. We cannot create from selection, so we will use the define name function. Once we click on the define name, it asks us week 1 to week 4. So I'll just go ahead and delete it and name it wholesale. Wholesales. The same thing when we come here and click on this, we see the dancing ring trying to lock. We see that, sorry, you see, once you make a mistake, it's going to show you that you make a mistake, because I try to type something or try to click on here to show something and it's missed the value that we want to calculate. So what we want to do again is we want to select the range from week 1 to week 4, and then we define the name. We want to name it all sales. My keyboard is some kind of not okay. You can see it's showing us the dancing ring here. This is what we want to calculate. We lock it by clicking OK. Now what we want to do is we want to calculate the total sale and the average sale per week, because there is a questions that is attached to it. We go ahead, equal sign, sum, open parenthesis, and go and use in the formula or click the F3 key. Once we click on the F3 key, what we want to find is the June total. We go ahead, select it and click OK. Lock it by closing the parentheses and hit the enter key. We have 213,610. If you calculate this total, you will have the same value, trust me. We come here and calculate the average sale. How do we calculate it? Equal sign sum. No, it's not going to be equal sign sum this time, but equal sign average. Once you start typing average, it will show you average. You double click on it, it will open the parentheses for you automatically. You click using the name formula, or you click the F3 key. Once you click the F3 key, we want to know the total sale, which is all sales from week 1 to week 4. Click on all sales and lock it by clicking OK. It will close the parentheses and then hit enter to get the final value, which is 8,900. Okay, for that being said, we now go to the most difficult part of this tutorial. which is a conditional logical test that is giving us. Here we have something called a monthly goal, which is $34,000. In Excel, we asked in Excel a question: was the goal met? Which is a logical test. 34,000 is a monthly goal that any of the sale persons, if they met the monthly goal, they should associate it with something called a bonus. The department is also going to have a bonus if they meet the targets that they set for the company. Okay, individual sales. If Fatoumata Mono make a sale of 36,245, automatically we know that the monthly goal is met. So what we're going to type, it's yes, because the monthly goal set was 34,000. And T make a monthly goal of 36,245. Was the goal met? Yes. We can go ahead and type yes, no, right? But that's not going to be okay. The reason why it's not going to be correct is you are not telling Excel how you know this is yes or this is no. And if you do that, next month, even if the value, for example, we set this 34,000 and 36,245, which is true, the monthly goal was met, which is 34,000, and the total sale is 36,000. Of course, it's greater than. So we know that the monthly goal was met, yes. So he has to receive a bonus. But the problem will come, for example, next month. Let's say Fatoumata Munu cannot make a sale of 800, and in that week, this is 8,500. Let's say we want to make it 900. Okay. And we know the total sale is what? 28,000. But this value would still remain yes, that the goal was met, which is wrong. So this is what we want to avoid. And then we want to teach Excel how we know it's yes or no. So next time, we don't have to teach Excel the same. We just want to ask the logical test and Excel will answer it for us. In case we change the monthly goal, Excel will still calculate the monthly goal based on the logical conditions that we use to answer it. After saying all that, we want to go ahead and now find the logical condition, which is called the if function. The if function. You can find the if sum functions by coming here, clicking on this insert function, or coming here and click in this insert function. Either way, you're going to get the if functions. What we want to do is we want to click in this insert function. And we have a small side box here that we have some highlighted. We delete it and we type if and click on go. Once you click on go, you can find out that if is the first value highlighted. And you come down here to read that if is a logical test value. Okay, check whether a condition is met and return one value if true and another value if false. And that's what we want to do here. We want to check if the monthly goal is a logical condition. This is a monthly goal and this is the total sale. Was the monthly goal met? Yes, return the value of yes. Was the monthly goal met? No, return the value of no. Then we know that if is the functions that is going to answer the questions that we want to ask to Excel. So we want to teach Excel this formula, so Excel will repeat the same formula next month or the following month, or no matter how long you use the system, Excel will use the same function to answer the questions that you ask all the time, that you don't have to repeat yourself. So we go ahead and type OK. Once you click on the OK, you can see that if it's going to take you to a logical test on condition box, which is the functional argument box. Once we click on OK, it takes us to the functional argument box. Now, this is our functional argument box. Let's go ahead and try to insert our logical test. But before that, you can just click on inside the logical test. In case you don't understand what the logical test mean, it will tell you is any value or expression that can be evaluated to true or false. And this is what we want to do. We want to ask Excel the value. Once we ask the value, if the value is true, return a value of yes. If the value is false, return a value of no, right? That's what we want to do. We want Excel to automatically fill in this box. If the monthly goal is met, said yes. If the monthly goal is not met, said no. How do we do that? We go ahead and insert our logical test. What is our logical test? If the total cell, which is F5, is greater than or equal to our monthly goal, I2, if F5 is greater than or equal to I2, which we know is true. because here F5 is 36,245, which is greater than 34,000, which is greater than 34,000. So the monthly goal is met here and it's true. The value that we asked, the functional argument is true. So before you finish, you can know if your function is right or wrong. So if the value, if the total sale is greater than or equal to the monthly goal, return a value of what? Yes. We want to return a value of yes, right? If the value is not true, return a value of no, right? No, we would say better luck next time. Better luck next time, okay? So what you understand is in Excel, once you want to enter a formula, you have to bring the quotation, because if you write a text without the quotation, it will time it as calculation. And here we are not calculating anything because these are logical test conditions. But once you're using the functional agreement box, it's going to take care of everything for you. If you come back here, you can see that it's taking care of the commas for us, the open parentheses, the commas, and the close parentheses. And we did not set all this, but Excel is calculating and setting all the parentheses and the commas and the open parentheses for us because we using the functional agreement box. Okay, and even before you hit the OK, you can know the return value. Here down in the bottom left corner, you can see if your value is going to be true or yes. And by logical condition, by looking, you know that 36,000 is greater than 34,000. That's return a value of true, which is yes. As you said here, yes. So we know our formula is right, okay? So we go ahead and click on what? Okay. Once we click on okay, we have yes, right? The normal way to do this is once we sum up something or we ask a logical condition and we get the first value, we just click and drag down and have everything correct, right? But a good mathematician will tell you never trust your answer. Double check always. If we double check here, we know that 31,475 has a value of yes, and 31,475 is less than the monthly goal. So where is the wrong coming from? We know 33,000, that's true, and we know 40,000, yes. 33,900 is less than the monthly goal, and yet still we have a value of yes. So where is this problem coming from? We want to do something called formula auditing. Once you have an error in a logical condition, you want to go to the formula auditing and check where is your error coming from. So what we want to do is we click on the first cell and we go to the formula auditing and we click on this function called the trace precedence. Once we click on the trace precedence, it's going to trace the cells that it calculate and give you the output result, which means we have the total that calculate with 34,000 and the result is yes, and we agree is true. Let's go to the next cell. We know this is wrong, but we don't know how Excel come with yes, and it's supposed to be better luck next time. Click on it and press precedence. Oh, here is the problem. We know that instead of Excel calculating the total with the monthly goal 34,000, it's calculating an empty cell. And we know 31,475 is greater than empty cell. Okay, let's go ahead and continue the same thing and trace precedence. We know it's calculating the bonus with this. And then this is not a logical condition test, which means it's giving a false value. Go ahead and click on the next one and trace precedence. Go ahead and click on the 33,000. We know this is not true and it's giving it a yes value. How comes? We trace precedence and no, because Excel is calculating 33,999 with an empty cell. Of course, 33,999 is greater than an empty cell, which is yes. Okay, so we know where our mistakes is and we want to use the functional auditing to audit our formulas and then trace it back. What we want to do first, we come here and remove all the arrows and we go back to the top here and click on show formulas. Once we click on show formulas, we can see here that if condition for the first formula, Fatumata Munu, was calculating I2, which is the monthly goal here, I2, which is correct. But the problem came in the second row when if F6, which is Abdul have 40, instead of calculating I2, it's calculating I3. And the next cell calculate I4, the next cell I'll calculate I5. This is wrong. Here we know that I2, it's something that we have to lock. This is called your absolute value. Absolute value. A value that should not change at all. It should be referenced as the absolute value. This monthly goal should affect all the sale passings, and all the sale passing total should be calculated with the monthly goal in order to determine if they meet the goal or not. So what we do is we go ahead and click on the first formula that we have here. Once we click on here, we come here. We can see that this is I2 and is our absolute reference value. How do we lock our absolute reference value? Click in between I and 2 and click on the F4 key. Once you click on the F4 key, it will automatically reference it by locking it from both inside and. So once we click on our F4 key, we see that it's absolute reference the cell I2. It automatically lock I2 for us. So what we want to do is we want to go ahead and replicate this formula and try to absolute reference our I2 to all the other cells. Okay, go ahead, click and drag to reference the formula, and we see that now is instead of calculating for the other cells, it's all of the cells calculate for I2, which is the monthly goal. So we have our absolute reference value. We go ahead and click on the show formula in order to move away from this function. So we click outside here and we come back to check. We see that it's now do the job for us. This is 36,000. Of course, it's greater than 34. Yes. 31,000 is less than 34. Better luck next time. 33,000, it's less than 34,000. Better luck next time. 40 is greater than. So yes, 33,900, even though it's 1 point less, but still better luck next time because the monthly goal was clear 34,000. And 37,000 is greater than. Yes, so now we have it the right way. So what we want to do is we don't want to stop here. What we want Excel to do for us at the end of every month, once it calculates the monthly goal using the logical test condition, if yes, they deserve a bonus. What is the bonus status? Let's say the bonus status is 2%. Okay, we want to calculate the total by 2%. What's the total? Equal sign, the total times 2%. We have equal sign, the total for Fatimata Munu multiplied by 2%. And once we hit enter, we have $725. It's correct. It calculates the bonus for Fatimata Munu. The total it's $725. This is right. But the problem is now once we replicate this formula, what will happen? It's giving bonus to everyone, and this is not what we want. We want those that meet the monthly goal that have yes to calculate the bonus for them. If it is better luck next time, what should happen? Give them a value of 0 or something else, but don't calculate the bonus for them. They don't deserve a bonus. But the problem of replicating this formula or using the manual formula is that it's going to calculate the total sale by 2%. Whatever is the total sale, even if it is $10,000, it will calculate 10,000 by 2% and give it the percentage. And that's not what we want. Go ahead and delete everyone. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to calculate the bonus status by using a logical condition, which is called the if condition. We will still maintain the if condition to calculate our second logical test. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and call the second if functions. How do we do that? Instead of going to the insert function, we can also do the same thing. Click on this function bar and then search for if. Okay, once we click on this if, we know that it's going to check whether condition is met and return a value of true. If not, return another value. And we want to check if the condition is met is yes. If this one of the sale pattern means the monthly goal, yes, return the value. What's the value to return? Calculate the bonus by 2%. If the monthly goal is not met, return another value. What's the other value? 0. Instead of calculating the bonus, give them 0. This is what we want. So we go ahead and click on OK. This is our if conditions. Now, what is more important is the logical test that you're going to input. And this is where most of the students have problems. So pay attention to the logical test and try to understand your workbook. Try to understand the logical questions before you answer them. Okay, one of the first logical tests that we are going to use here, it's we want to ask the condition. If the monthly goal was met, yes, return a bonus. Okay, what's the monthly goal? H5. If H5 is equal to yes. Okay, yes. Here you can see that if I click on the next value, it will show me name error. I will show you how to fix that. This is name error. The reason why it's that Excel, it's calling yes as a function, and yes, it's not a function, it's a logical test. What we want to do is we want to lock it with the uh, we want to lock it here, and then we can see that it's return a value of true because H5 it's equal to yes. If H5 is equals to yes, if the monthly goal is met is yes, return a value of what? Calculate the total by 2%. How do you calculate the total by 2%? Click on the total cell, multiply by 2%. Okay, because if I click on the 2, my recording will stop. So I'll just try to click a cell that has 2 and delete the remaining and leave the 2 and bring the percentage. That's a smart way of doing things. And we already know that it's calculating it as 724.9. If you round this up, it's 725. Okay, if it is not true, return a value of what? Big fat 0. Okay, and we know straight away from the functional argument box that this guy is going to receive the bonus as $725. We click on OK to lock it. This is $725 because we go back, Fatimata Munu meets the monthly goal of 36,400, which is the monthly goal is 34,000, and she make a total sale of 36,000. So she meet the monthly goal. If she meet the monthly goal, now she deserve a bonus, right? She deserve a bonus, and we give her the bonus. Okay, Abdul Fadi, sorry, did not meet the monthly goal. Better luck next time. You have another value, which is 0. So what we want to do now, since we set our formulas in our if condition as a logical test, we can go ahead and click and drag. Once we click and drag, what do we have? We have Excel do the job for us. And if you have this system built already for your company or your small company, next month you don't have to repeat the same thing to calculate who make this highest sale, who make this, who deserve a bonus, who not deserve a bonus. The workbook that you calculate as a system will automatically give you the answers that you're looking for. So guys, I think this is awesome. It's beautiful, right? So now we're going to one of the most difficult part to be to find the department bonus. Okay, how do you calculate the department bonus? Here we have the department bonus of 850 per person because individual sales can have a bonus, but the department as a whole can also have a bonus. Okay, and once the department have a bonus, they will divide it, and each individual will have an additional bonus of $850 per person. So what we want to do, it's we have a logical condition. And if both of the logical condition is met by the department will have a bonus. Okay? Now let's go ahead and try to understand the logical conditions that are placed in here. Okay? One of the logical conditions is that department as a whole must have total sale of at least 200,000, an average sale of 9,000 or more per week. But if we go ahead here to see that the department make a total sale of 213, so they meet this one. But what about the average sale? It's, oh, sorry, the department did not meet the average sale. But this is not something that we have to be determining every month. No, we want Excel to determine this for us all the time. How do we do that? We have something called the if and condition. Here we have, if you was in class when I was doing this, you know that we have the problem that you need to pay attention to this part. If condition can deal with one logical test and can handle the returns, which is true or false, yes or no. Okay, but cannot deal with multiple logical tests. And here we have two logical tests. So we know if condition cannot handle this problem. The unconditioned can deal with multiple logical tests, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upwards, but cannot handle the returning value of true or false, yes or no. So they can always handle multiple logical tests. So unvalue will not able to determine this, because here we want to calculate this logical test and return the value of bonus or not bonus. And unconditioned cannot return the value. Okay, if condition cannot calculate the two logical tests, and here we have the two logical tests, so it's a bit confusing here. What we're going to do is we're going to use both the if and the unconditioned at the same time. But Excel is not going to allow you to use both if and unconditioned at the same time. You're only working with one. But the beautiful part of it, we will have the functional library here and the formula bar that we will use to separate our conditions. So let's go ahead and check the logical condition by applying the if function. Here, another way of getting the if functions that we know, because we know this is a logical condition, we go to the formulas and this library books, we click on the logical formula. Once we click on this logical formula, we will find if, and we click on the if. Okay, the if condition, what's our logical test? Our logical test is what? Department as a whole should make a total sale of how much? 200,000 or more. Okay, what's the department? This is I 12. Okay, we go ahead and type I 12. No, sorry, I have to just type I 12. We go ahead and just type I 12 should be greater than or equal to how much? 200,000. Okay, but once I type the word 2, it will pause my video. What I will do is I will click on the cell, it will give me 2, I delete the remaining values and add the zeros to have 200,000. That's a smart way of doing it, right? Okay, so I'll just go ahead and delete this one and now add 0. That's 200,000. I12 is should be greater than or equal to 200,000, and that's false. Okay, but this is our first logical condition. But where are we going to put our second logical condition? It's not possible, because here we have two logical conditions, which is the department as a total should make a sale of 200,000 and an average sale of 900,000 per week. So we have first logical condition and second logical condition. But here we cannot put both logical conditions. What we are going to do here, we are going to delete this. Once we call on the if function, instead of writing any logical condition, we will call on the and function inside the if function. Go ahead and type and. Don't forget to open parentheses. This open parentheses is very important because it's locking or separating your if and conditions at the same time. Once you do this, instead of doing any other thing, go ahead to the formula bar and click on the and. Once you click on the and function here, you can see that it's take us to the logical condition 1, 2, and once you start typing, you can see you can have up to 255 logical conditions. Guys, this is awesome, right? Now let's go ahead and start to type our logical condition. Our first logical condition is the total sale should be greater than or equal to 200,000. And the second logical question is the average sale should be greater than or equal to 9,000 per week. So let's go ahead and type our first logical condition, which is the total sale, which is F12, should be greater than or equal to. Remember, guys, if I type 2, it will pause my video. So I will try to get a value that has 2 here, delete the remaining value and maintain the 2 and add zeros, because I just need to type 200,000. This is 200 and this is 1,000. This is 200,000. Okay, this is our first logical condition, and we know it's true because the total sale is 213,610, which is greater than 200,000. But our second logical condition is what? The average sale, which is this F13, should be greater than or equal to what is our second logical condition? 9,000, right? We go ahead and write 9,000. 9,000. Now we have, sorry guys, we have false, okay, because our average sale is 8,900 and the logical test was 9,000. So the department is not going to have any bonus. Okay, this is the uncondition as the functional agreement box automatically indicated. But here you're not going to get a result because uncondition is not going to return any value for you. Okay, so we want to go back to the if condition so we can have the return value. The return value should be, if the condition is true, return a value of bonus to show that the department will receive a bonus. If not, show something else. So we go back to the formula bar and then we click on the if condition. We done with our logical test. We go back and click on the if condition, and we can see that the if condition now sum up all the logical condition in the and into the logical test and then asking us the return value. Guys, this is awesome. Our return value should now be what? Bonus. Okay, if this is true, that the departments have a total sale of 200,000 or more and an average sale of 9,000, give the department a bonus, and that's very good. If the department did not meet one of the criteria, it's like 1 minus 1, that's 0. Give them a big, no, we don't want to give a big fat 0. We want to smile, so to encourage the department, right? Okay, we just go ahead and make a smile. Okay, sorry, we can add sorry as a department. Okay, so now we have our logical test, our two logical conditions, which is the AND function, and we have the if argument function, which is returning us a value of true, or which, if it is true, give a bonus. If it is false, smile and say sorry in a nice way, right? This is for my staff at eBaba company, right? Sorry guys, if you don't deserve the bonus, go ahead and lock it by clicking OK and see what will happen. Awesome. This is awesome. We get the answer, smiling and saying sorry, right? So, guys, this is the way to do build a mini system for your company or to build a mini system for your workplace, or something nice that you don't have to be doing every day in the week or every day in the month. If you have the system placed for you, so next month July, automatically the system will calculate it for you, and those that deserve a bonus will have a bonus, and those that did not deserve a bonus will say better luck next time. And if the department have deserve a bonus, it will give them a bonus. Let's see. Let's see. This is a system, and now this is June. Let's say this is next month is July, and this is the total sale for July next month. So let's try to change some of the values. Let's say this is Abdul Hafadi. Instead of 5,000, let's give him 9,000. Okay, okay, and we see that it's increased. Now Abdul Wahab Fati receive a bonus because the monthly goal 34,500 was met, which is yes. And then this is what? 690 as a bonus. And we see that the department will receive a bonus because the average sale increases to what? 9,026. Guys, this is awesome. And let's try to change the average sale. Okay, let's say this is 34,000. Let's say we want, if you're designing the system for your small company or for someone else to calculate this monthly goal for you, this is pretty good. So what we want to do is, for example, guys, I just want to show you next month. Okay, for example, next month, uh Mohammed A. Jallo make a sale of, here make a sale of 8,000. Mohammed get a bonus and $702. But still now the department did not get a bonus because they made an average sale of 8,933. Let's say another person get a bonus. So okay, Rohi Bojang, we give you 9,000 inside of 8,000 for the fourth week. And then we click OK. Yes, Rohi receive a bonus because it's make a total sale of 35,706. But the department as a whole will not receive a bonus because still now they have 899 8,995. Okay, let's try to increase for all our staff this month to have a bonus. Okay, so who is this? Jainaba Cisse. Okay, instead of 700, I'm gonna give you 9,000 instead of 9,000. Okay, cool. So you receive a bonus of 707, and the department have an average sale of 9,051, and they have a bonus. Okay, June, July, August. Let's say August is here, and then Patamata Munu. This time sale drop at 6,000. No, 600 is okay. Better luck next time. And the department lost money because they have average sale of 8,722. So, guys, this is pretty awesome. And I like it. And I hope you guys like it. Drop me some comments on the video. I will upload it tonight. So, tomorrow in the morning, you guys can access it. And when we come to class, we discuss more about this. Thank you.